there was many tests that were developed back in the 1980s where MICC was regarded as the true fire survival cable. So it underwent tests such as exposure to full fire hose, hit with hammers, and the cable would still function after 3 hours fire testing at 950 degrees.
Wow. Recording, yeah?
It is.
Hello and welcome to another CEF Tech Talking podcast. Today we're in Newmarket, which is just round the corner from Wrexham.
Just round the corner. And our guest has made a long and special journey to join us.
Just a sharp bike ride for me. It was, yeah.
Thank you very much for coming all this way, Steve.
No problem.
So, Steve, what is it you do over at Wrexham?
We manufacture mineral insulated cables.
Yeah, we've got the card
commonly
here, look.
known as fire survival cables.
Yeah, so this is all the MICC stuff and all the stuff like that you do, isn't it? So all the people that known it out there commonly, Dave, you've probably heard it called pyro and stuff like that. That's a name. That's another name. You see him flinch there. You see him flinch. But again, I've been to the factory and I have to say I'm going to take you there because it is amazing to see what they do and how they do it. And just from one little bit of compound coming in, all of a sudden they mix it, it gets mixed over here, gets put through this hopper, it goes all the way up here, down around here, and before you know it, you follow the line all the way through. You can see every element before it comes out with a cable. It is unbelievable to see them do it, actually there in Wrexham.
I've been to several cable manufacturing plants and I am always amazed at the complexity of the operation to get a cable made. I mean, we think of them as just straightforward, simple things, but it's really delicate stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and we have quite a few in-house processes before we actually get, as Darryl said, you've seen the facility. So we, the magnesium that goes inside the cable, we actually manufacture a solid magnesium block before that actually goes into the cable.
And then grind it down.
No. So
it comes in grinded.
It comes in compounds, and they sit there, and it's all grinded, filters. They bake it, and then all of a sudden it comes out in blocks like that, about 12 inches long. Right. And then all of a sudden they put that around the cable, and then it gets drawn and pushed down to the right side.
Like rock.
Yeah.
Like seaside
much,
rock.
Yeah, and we then reduce the size, so we start anything from about 20 millimetres, taking a cable right down to about 5 millimetre. Yeah.
It's unbelievable to see them do it. It is an art form, is what they do. And the bit that impresses me the most, I know I say this a lot about in-house companies at CEF, but the guys know every single bit of the process. Yeah. So how long have you been there?
16 years.
It's only 16 years.
But that, I mean, again, I've been inside a lot of the CEF associated companies now, and that seems to be the case. Yeah. Longevity, experience, and really understanding everying about it. It's almost like a love thing, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you love cables, Steve? Is that
I do. Well, I love MICC cables. Bitter taste in the mouth from any other type of cable. But yeah, absolutely. I think I seen one of your podcasts the other week where Proteus claiming to be CF's best hidden secret.
Yeah.
Are you making
I challenge.
A bid for
yeah, we're going to challenge.
Now, you say that and you're in love with cables, bits and bobs, but we know that there has been a migration from people using your types of cable. Because, and I'm a big advocate of this, I believe because they wrongly believe that they can get just as equivalent with a soft cable. So when I mean this is fire tough and bits and bobs like that, which are great in some circumstances, but this stuff is above and beyond, I tell you.
Yeah, so there was many tests that were developed back in the 1980s where MICC was regarded as the true fire survival cable. So it underwent tests such as exposure to full fire hose, hit with hammers, and the cable would still function after 3 hours fire testing at 950 degrees. Wow. You see some of the tests that go on in the UK now, and obviously to get a cable that's rated as an FP cable isn't as difficult as what it was back in the 1990s. I think we're seeing some changes, I have to be honest, over the last recent few years. There does seem to be a lot more emphasis on the importance of making sure you've got a cable or a product that's, meets a true fire scenario.
Yeah, I think we've seen some horrific events, haven't we, with Grenfell? Surely that must mean then that you're getting asked more for the types of cables that you're producing.
Yeah, especially things like escape routes, high-rise buildings. MICC now has been specified.
We did about escape routes. They're obviously causing some confusion now, the whole protected escape route thing from the Second Amendment. Was the move away from more flexible cables because of the practicalities of installation? Do you think that's what it was, or was it cost? What do you think drove
both
people?
I think I think we've got to say, you know, early 2000s, the expertise was definitely there for the MICC installation. The problem was obviously, copper, very expensive at the time, and this is made up by about 70% of the cable. So these plastic cables came on the market and started getting more and more approvals within the fire rating. You know, you can even get a cable that's rated at a 2-hour enhanced fire cable now, and the truth is, it's never even gone any form of direct impact.
We used to teach pyro back in the day. Actually, one of the bits, one of the units we used to teach back at Pevsner College. What do? You do 20 bars, wasn't it? Look like a Hoover.
True. Yeah.
So yeah, we used to teach it, and it was a skill that was great up until about the mid of the 2000s, and then also some colleges were starting to drop it completely, and we now know of some colleges that are desperate to get the tools back in because they got rid of them. I thought we don't teach that
it's
anymore.
fantastic.
We get rid of it.
You know, I think we've since 2016. So around about 2008, it became non-mandatory on the curriculum. So colleges weren't training the students mainly because of the cost of bringing in the product. Since 2016, it is now mandatory back there. And I think we've given away 80,000 metres of free cable to colleges around the UK. We involve CF where we can, obviously, because they can provide them with the accessories and the tools and all the support. So any CF branch knows a local college, please get in touch with us. We'll be more than happy to help.
You also do some posters and bits more like that for them, don't you?
Yeah, I've got one with me today just for you to see.
Can
I grab a...
You go and grab it, yeah.
You go and grab it.
What they do is they will even go out and show you, all your team, how to start to make off these ends. It's not just a simple end with snipping down the middle.
No, it's not, and that's the other complication, isn't it?
Look at these.
So they can have little display boards that go up in the colleges.
These are absolutely great, Steve. And you said they're getting these through the colleges, through the networks, are they? So
yes, so they
into a branch and ask for these.
Yeah, you know, the branch builds up the communication with the college.
Yeah.
We help out with some free training cable for them. Colleges receive information such as catalogues, training boards.
Now, I know that when the Parliament was going to be rewired, it was this. They were asking for this, weren't they? So they're asking for, you've had some pretty prestigious jobs, haven't you, in the time?
Yeah,
So
Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham
Palace.
Yeah,
Really?
Houses of Parliament. But if you think heritage buildings is pretty much MICC. I mean, we're currently retrofitting Manchester Town Hall. That's all undergoing through MICC. But you look at some of these applications, you know, like high-rise buildings. You know, we've got schools, hospitals. Biggest one that everyone seems to not understand is EX market. I mean, this cable is perfectly designed for any form of EX market. You've got nothing.
So that's the hazardous area.
Hazardous area.
So there was just a hazardous expo last week up in Harrogate, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
And the guys took some of this stuff up there, and they were talking about this. This is great for this because you can get the right ends, the right glands, and all of a sudden, the complex qualifications and environments that you're working in, this complies with it. It's absolutely great.
But is it the case that you don't need to? So that's a judgment call. Or are there categories where you would have to install MIC?
Yeah, some of them hazardous areas you've got to do it.
In hazardous area, yes, certainly. So you're looking for a cable that's non-passive. So the MICC with the magnesium oxide that's actually inside the copper, that no air, water, gas can get through the end of the cable. And every single cable size is unique. So they all have their own sizes. As soon as you tighten up that cable gland, there's a brass compression ring inside and it clamps around the cable. So you seal both ends of the cable instantly. You use any other type of cable and you'd be into some form of conduit or something like that, and really expensive fittings. You know, so this is a 5-minute solution to create a hazardous area cable system.
How many colours do you reckon they've got? We see two here, don't we? So for those of you that are watching, you can see two here. But how many colours do you reckon they've got? Because I know.
He knows.
He probably counted them, when he was there. He probably knows more than me, actually. I'm trying to think.
I want to say lots. They will do the colours that you want. No, it doesn't have to be sheath. You could just go with the copper if you wanted to. Yeah. A lot of the heritages are doing that, aren't they?
Yeah, we're doing a lot with National Trust, where we've developed a colour called sandstone that obviously blends into the buildings.
That's a nice one.
Okay.
That's a nice one. I like that one. I saw that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
But anything, if we're given a RAL number, I mean, obviously we have to think about matching the accessories. So it'd have to be a good project for us.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can pretty much match any RAL colour.
So you guys, as well as doing the stuff for colleges, you do the stuff with employees, don't you? You've gone out where projects, so this stuff's been taken on board, and you will help them either size it, you'll help them confirm the layout, you'll help them confirm how to make it all off. You do visits, don't you, for site visits?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're predominantly outside of the UK. I would say, we do so much work outside of the UK, mainly because we lost a lot of MICC business, which is now coming back, and Wrexham are getting involved with so many branches. Yeah. Certainly with national accounts now, we're doing a lot of projects where, we're specifying MICC. We've just won a fantastic job through CF Reading that we're working on. Can't talk about it too much, but I mean, that's...
Hush, hush. We like this hush, hush. We'll get it out of him later.
That's no Windsor Castle.
It's not a castle.
I'm trying to think what it is.
That's not a castle.
What could it possibly be?
But no, it's again, and we helped specify the cables. It's great to be involved with things like that. Really is.
One thing I liked when I spent the day with them, they are so knowledgeable, not just about the standards around it, but about the install types and the people that are putting it in. So they really understand everything from being it manufactured to being it installed. These guys have lived it.
And and being heritage buildings, you'll always be conscious of the cosmetic effect. You're not looking at some industrial installation. You're looking at trying to make it look beautiful as well as safe. So that's
absolutely, yeah. You can even have this cable, what we call a bare format as well, so you don't even have to have a colouring on it. Yes, the fire protection, that outer covering is mainly for cosmetic or circuit identification.
So anybody listening who's got an upcoming contract or gets approached for a contract, they really need to come and have a chat with you, don't they?
Absolutely.
What's available?
Yeah, you can contact us. All the websites been updated now.
I've seen that, yeah.
We're into the. Oh yeah, we're all modern now.
They've got it out there.
You've got the website.
We've had a fantastic work done by the marketing team, and it's all looking fab. So you can contact us easily there. There's so much information on the website as well now. Especially for if you're looking for a sector that you're not sure if the MICC is suitable, you can go onto our website and you can see all of those sectors. Gives you all the data sheets of the cables, the accessories, every bit of information that you need is on there. And certainly the fire regs as well, what the cables mean.
I mean, me and you, we're going to get there because MICC, I tell you now, it is coming back because a lot of people are trying to get that solution, and it's a skilled solution, granted, but this skill is still around. A lot of people can still do it, and it's not that hard. Once you get your head round one of the two of them, I mean, I'm pretty sure the first one I'd absolutely muck up completely, but after that, it'd be good to go, I reckon.
Yeah, we recently did a termination competition. And
I saw this at your office, yeah.
Yeah, a guy did it in a minute and 30 seconds.
And also at the office, what they've got is, if people are listening to this and you're thinking, I'm still going to go my FP solution, they've got an install in their office where a guy did just that. He'd done an install with FP, and then he's done an install with this. And because this isn't going and getting the glands, getting another box, getting another this and the other, it's just
feeding
the gland and that's
through
it.
Conduits.
Literally, he done it. And it was quicker using this type of cable than what it was using the soft. Because it was all there.
And more cost effective as well.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask you about that. So in fact, can it turn out to be a cost effective solution? And
absolutely. Yeah, I think we're seeing...
The impression is going to be it's more expensive.
Yeah, it is. But I'm like, now some of these flame retardant properties you have to put into these cables, into the polymers, the prices are just crazy. I mean, you try and get an enhanced cable from anywhere at the moment. If somebody's talking about FP400 cables, MICC meets all of that requirements. It's BS 8519 Cat3 power approved.
It's getting technical now.
Just from 7 mil.
No, it's on that.
Sorry, but yeah, the cables. And now they're coming level on par with what you would see, because you need so much more. Like a lot of the time you need a conduit.
Yes.
A lot of the time you need... Absolutely. So pin it straight onto the wall, installation done, and as Darryl said, that's on our website as well. You can see that installation where it's actually...
Fantastic. Yeah.
It's brilliant. And do you do... I've been lucky enough, I'm going to take Dave round it as well. Do you accept people to come and have a look round to see just an amazing job that you do?
Absolutely, yeah. We do tours. Anybody wants to come around and have a look, you're more than welcome. You get a hat at the end of it and a scarf as well.
I never got a hat. Hold on a minute. A scarf?
It's a must.
Yeah, let's go. Well, look, I know full well your work is really, really good. I absolutely value the fact that these are still out there and you're doing work to promote it.
Thank you.
From a college lecturer, I think it was absolutely brilliant. And if you're a college lecturer listening to this, get in touch because the guys can help you. And again, if it's back on the curriculum, as I really do hope it stays there, then brilliant, because the more of this we see around, the better, really. This will stick around. None of your soft stuff.
Yeah, none of your soft stuff.
This is what you want. So thank you very much for coming to join us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me,
see
guys.
you again. We're going to talk about this at next set of Tech Talks, because all the
just
stuff
about
on the
to say
standards
that,
he was talking about, we need to let the guys
think that's
know,
worth
don't
having.
we?
Well,
Without a doubt.
Well, it is.
It's going to be amazing. And thank you very much for taking the time to come and see
you.
us.
No
Thank
problem.
you for listening, or for watching if you're watching. And thank you for joining us on another CF Tech Talking podcast.
Thank you.
Hi, me again. Now, normally at this point, you're waiting for the next podcast to load, or you're cracking on with the rest of your day. But I couldn't let you go without mentioning a few words about Steve. As you've just heard, he knows so much about MICC cables and everything there is to know about Wrexham Mineral Cables. But what you don't know about Steve is, unfortunately, a short period after recording this, he was taken ill and had to go to hospital. And then a short period after that, unfortunately, we lost Steve. So from this CF family to Wrexham Mineral Cables, you have our sympathies, because Steve was an amazing guy and without a doubt, one in a million. So thank you for listening to this podcast. We know that the family at this particular moment in time would like to use this to really get behind Steve and his passion that hopefully come across as it did to Dave and I on the day, and to you the guys as listeners now. So thanks for listening. Thanks for your support. And again, our sympathies are with Steve's family.